this is Brian with StreamFiles.com and Films Reaction. There's a thing about people who do something recently and how it sticks in our minds. And that thing is simply, we oftentimes forget what came before. By way of illustration, Jordan Peele with Get Out and Us is often thought of as the start of movies directed by African Americans that have a social conscience, that touch upon the past and potentially the future in their narratives. This is not true. Rusty Cundiff and Darren Scott, the directors of Tales from the Hood, did this in 2015. Get Out came out in 2017, which is just to say that this type of movie making is not new. And in fact, I suspect if you look further, you'll find even more examples of it. In any case, Cundiff and Scott were doing it first. The original Tales in the Hood, which came in 2015, was an anthology series that starred Clarence Williams III as this mortician who was more than he seemed. It was actually really good, and while all the stories weren't on the same level, on the whole, it was a pretty strong entry in what was to become a franchise. There was a sequel 3 years later in 2018, Tales of the Hood 2. This had David Keith as the protagonist, antagonist, the central narrator, I guess, who's really good in his own right, though there's something about the manic energy that Clarence Williams III brought to the role. But in any case, it was less good. Now, the weakness of Tales from the Hood 2, in my opinion, had nothing to do with David Keith, who, while he isn't Clarence Williams III, obviously, he brought his own weird energy to the proceedings. It was more a case of the writing by Cundiff and Scott was very uneven and not terribly good. And another issue was that it was too much on the nose. Jordan Peele managed to do with Get Out and Us, to a lesser extent, was to highlight social issues in a manner that doesn't exactly hit you over the head with whatever it's talking about. With Tales from the Hood 2, it talked about racism, but blatantly so. And I can't speak for anyone else, but I don't like to hear about that. If you're going to show me, but don't lecture me. I don't tend to enjoy that. So, Tales from the Hood 2 was weaker, primarily due to the writing. Now I've just learned there's going to be a Tales from the Hood 3 with Tony Todd, I assume, as the narrator of the tales. And anyone who isn't familiar with Tony Todd clearly does not follow genre film, because he is the Candyman. He is the narrator from Final Destination. He has a great physical presence. Never mind, he's done tons of other things. X-Files, Star Trek, and so on. He's all over the place. But he brings a gravitas. Oh, I forgot. He was also in Babylon 5, by the way. Yes. In any case, he brings a gravitas, a weight to most things that he tackles. He is excellent, and I can't imagine him not doing well in this role. In any case, let's take a look at the trailer for Tales from the Hood 3.
Do you see the bad things?
The bad things, they know how to hide. They know how to make themselves look normal. Evil has a way of looking really nice and shiny. On the surface, it has to.
Bad things are already here.
Well, that was the trailer for Tales from the Hood 3, and I kind of like it. Todd's role doesn't seem quite as assertive as I would have thought it should be, but It looks interesting. It carries on the ideas from the first, and hopefully, the writing is stronger than the second entry. If you haven't seen either Tales from the Hood or its sequel, check out the first one. The second one, it's not great, but it's watchable. Take that for what it's worth. This is Brian with ScreenFiles.com and Trailer to Reaction. And as usual, if you agree or disagree with anything I say, please comment down below. And since you're there, consider a like or a follow. Peace.